Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, I just want to dive in, and I want to start off with the massive dump of documents that we got from the SEC because of Empower oversight. But you see, the fight for transparency never ends. Empower oversight litigation forces SEC to release additional documents on cryptocurrency conflicts. Yeah, so this was pretty big. There was 324 pages of documents. Now I'm not going to go over 324 pages. No, I'm going to just establish the talking points that they do mention here, which is 3 bullet points that really kind of give us all the information that we really need from all of these documents, which is 1, Joseph Lubin and his company Consensus played a much more central role than previously known in driving then SEC Director of Corporation Finance William Hinman's thinking and goals with his controversial June 14th, 2018 cryptocurrency speech. Lubin also appears to have been responsible for bringing Hinman and Ethereum creator Vitalik Buterin together as the speech drafting advanced. Lubin and Consensus are a prominent third-party promoter of Ether, which was the focus of Hinman's speech. And then they also do mention down here that investors and attorneys closely associated with Ethereum were prominent on the list of a March 28th, 2018 meeting on a crypto safe harbor proposal. And then last but not least, on August 22nd, 2019, email proves that Hinman met with Simpson Thacher partner Chris Lin while representing a crypto mining client before Hinman's division on its IPO. This was contrary to advice on conflicts of interest rules about which the SEC Ethics Office had repeatedly warned Hinman since he was receiving millions of dollars in payments from Simpson Thacher while at the SEC. And that's also how these individuals enrich themselves, right? Corruption, backdoor deals. It's wild, right? It's really something to mention. But also, this is where we did get a few little bit of insights on just how corrupt the Ethereum move was back in 2018, and really the examples that were utilized to go after XRP as well during 2020. But also over here, Cowboy Crypto did mention this. I want to say this is an older document because we recently went over this. I remember it specifically. I think it was like maybe a month or 2 months back, but we do see Hinman stated attached, please find a final draft of the speech I had mentioned, which suggests that we do not need to see a need to regulate Ethereum as it is currently offered as a security. That language is in brackets and would be used if we are all in agreement. And then this is where the big news flash comes in. This is where corruption is 100% confirmed. This is where we do see the confirmation of Ethereum Gate, and really just the lengths at which some of these companies go to make sure that they have the first foot in the door. And here we also have a call with Buterin later this week to confirm our understanding of how the Ethereum Foundation operates. I wonder what happened during that call, because that is what solidified Ethereum to get the free pass. We have no idea what happened, but it's definitely interesting. And I do want to mention this because it is so significant to understand just how corrupt these government agencies are, and some of the individuals that work at them. Well, guess what? They're taking massive deals worth millions of dollars. For example, Gary Gensler, worth $100 million plus. Do you think he honestly cares about you or me? No. That's why he does not care if crypto thrives or not. He wants to protect the big bankers that enriched him for years. Now, also, I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about some things that are getting thrown around, and Ethereum is right on par with this, because we're going to utilize Ethereum as an example. So I've seen a few articles coming out. It was right after the Wells Fargo analyst talking about $100 to $500 XRP in 4 to 7 months, which is ridiculous. But we do see over here, analyst projects XRP rally with possible 63,400% surge amid bullish MACD monthly cross. Now, this is nonsense. In fact, I actually followed the individual that did post this. His name is JD757 over on Twitter. He is not calling for a 63,400% surge. They are all wrong, and they're utilizing this tweet for clicks. I do apologize for JD, because honestly, listen, this is not what crypto companies, especially media companies, should be doing. It's all false misinformation to make sure that you click the article. That way they can get rich off of the ads that are placed on these websites. But nonetheless, he does break it down, and he's talking about how we are really kind of repeating the 2017 move, which has been a long-term thing that everyone has really kind of looked at. We do see down here, XRP, are we copying that move similar to 2017 before the next impulsive move up? Although short time frames daily have lots of false signals, we can't deny similar structures compared to 2017. And it really is, right? Like, you know, as we really kind of look at what's happening around XRP, I do think that it's significant to mention that the overall price moves recently have been very exciting. I know that a lot of people are going to look at it and say, well, dude, like, we're dumping, like, what's going on with XRP? And I've talked about it many times in the past. Like, we need to have a correction before the next leg up. Consolidation and accumulation will happen in time. And usually during that time, it's crucial to focus on the overall chart and the time frames that we have in place and the events leading up to those major moves in the market as well. Right now, there's a lot of things talking about regulation, cross-border payments, synchronization, you know, things like that that really kind of pertain back to, or you could even tie back to XRP. But nonetheless, this is just more so TA from JD that he's really kind of looking at around XRP. Like, for an example, he's talking about this 4-year trend line breakout, which during this entire time, like, you had days and days and days, and I should say technically months, to accumulate XRP before a massive move in the market. And what do you see? I know what I hold crashes 90%, laugh out loud. And here we have 634x in 306 days after MACD and ADX/DI crossed bullish. And then we have a 2.5-year trendline breakout. I know what I hold crashes 90%, laugh out loud. And then 12x in about 365 days after MACD. And again, the same thing, repeat it. And here we have 2-year trendline breakout. Really kind of just repeating it. And the first major target would be, of course, double digits if we really kind of look at this. Or actually, I think he's talking about like $8 to $10, which has always been, you know, something that I've looked at, right? Now, I did mention over on Twitter, I said people expect Ethereum to hit $7,000 to $10,000 in the next run-up. I imagine XRP has a high probability to flip Ethereum in the next run-up, considering the fact that it does have clarity. There's a lot more adoption happening. On-demand liquidity is expanding rapidly. Volumes are picking up. And if we do this, right, it has a high probability to flip Ethereum in the next run. This would equate to about near $850 billion to about $1.2 trillion in market cap. If this is the case, XRP has a high probability of trading around or higher than $10. Now, of course, this is speculation, right? Like, we don't know where XRP is going to go. But if we do look at Ethereum, right, like, this is a $7,000 Ethereum. This is a $10,000 Ethereum, right? Like, if you're looking at this, even if you go off of what Ethereum hit during their last run up, I think it was like close to $5,000. It's still a pretty significant market cap. It's almost $600 billion in market cap. Now, of course, I do have 4 layouts of XRP, and it's using the circulating supply of XRP, which is 52.7 billion. And then we also have the fully diluted market cap of XRP as well. If we're talking about the $841.2 billion market cap of XRP, it's sitting at about roughly $16, an upside of 23x. We're talking about the $1.2 trillion, then we're talking about almost a $23 XRP. Now, mind you, it's going to be a lot harder for XRP to get to that market cap. And I know that you guys are going to say, well, Nick, all the utility, all of this, all of that. I want you guys to realize that we're not yet in a utility run. When we are, then we could talk about some major valuations for XRP. But also over here, we have the fully diluted, which is at an $841.2 billion market cap, an $8.41 XRP. And then last but not least, about a $12 XRP. This is what I look at more than these higher valuations over here. And I think that this is a fair valuation as well for XRP, like an $8.40 XRP to about $12. I think that this is very significant, especially off of the, you know, price today, which is 66 cents. This is a 12x to roughly an 18x. Now, a lot of people are going to say, wow, only just a 12x to an 18x. I want you guys to understand that that is a huge gain, especially if you have a lot of money on the line with XRP. Remember, right, like, anything is possible. You know, technically going off the lows here, now, if we're going to those higher valuations, we're talking about like a 46.5x to about a 66x. But like I said, if we're going off of the $8.41, I'm gonna have to. Well, I guess I got it perfectly at like $8.41. We're talking about like a 24x off of the lows. And remember, I'm going off of the level that we had to accumulate at for a little bit of time. I mean, for the most part, during this entire time down here, we were able to grab a lot of cheap XRP. This is about 203 days. I know that during some of these days we were, you know, ranging much higher. even if I move this up and we went into like the middle of this, which again, we have a ton of time to really kind of accumulate XRP within that range. We're talking about roughly a 23x, and then going off of the $12.02 XRP, then we're really kind of looking at roughly a 33x. So anywhere between a 2,000 to 3,000% run up in the market, which again, I think is very conservative. I do agree with JD on this because he's talking more so about like an $8 to $10 XRP, I believe. He's even saying like down here, like now I see so many articles calling for a 634x after posting this. Shake my head. I never said it would 634x this time around. Market cap is too high. However, a 10x is very probable, not 634x. I'm not that Wells Fargo lady, laugh out loud. And I agree that Wells Fargo lady was ridiculous on the time frame there. I do agree that XRP can go to significant high levels. It's just we're too early on those levels right now. But I've looked at this, right? Like I've really analyzed XRP's valuations, especially versus Ethereum. Like I said, like Ethereum, people are still calling for 7,000 to 10,000, and they'll say like XRP can't hit these market caps. Why? We've already flipped Ethereum in the past. So to me personally, like this market cap is not out of reach at all for XRP, especially now that we have a lot of substance behind XRP. Now, I know what you guys are going to say, price predictions, this, that, while XRP continues to fall down. And honestly, I'll say this. I think everyone should be betting big on XRP falling a little bit more. One of the biggest levels that I've looked at is just kind of retracing back to resistance, which is like anywhere between like 53 cents to about like the high of like 58 cents. So pretty much anywhere between, like even if we go and look back at the summertime, right? Like we can go all the way as low as about like 50 cents. I personally would love to see, let me go and get the rectangle here. I personally would love to see this level tagged one last time. And it's not for, me to bet on this big or anything like that. I'm just saying like this would be extremely healthy. After a massive run up in the market. I mean, this took just a few days to actually happen. This is just one weekly candle, for an example. This did 100% run up in the market. And for a top 10 gainer to do that, it's pretty significant. So far we've pulled back about like 26%. Down here would be about a 37 to roughly 45, 46%. And I've seen worse, right? So to me personally, like I would love to see this demand zone tagged one last time. It would be great. And then we could really start the big fireworks, which again, the initial targets are 93 cents, like 92 or so cents. Once this gets broken, it's big time to the upside because we've seen it in the past. We've tried to break out of it back in April of 2018, reject it heavy off of it. And then also going all the way back to April of 2021, we finally broke out of it and we only went to about roughly $1.96. So the next major target is $1.96, the all-time high. And then after that, we really kind of look at the higher levels, which, if I am agreeing with JD, it's anywhere between, like the I'll just go to $8, right? Like $8 to $12 is a fair valuation for XRP. So this level up here. And again, that's not me being bearish on XRP. No, I think that this is a significant amount of gains because again, like we've had so long to accumulate this. And if you have been holding since these lows back in the summertime of this year and even just recently, like we have some great gains here to lock in on XRP. And remember, like this is short term. If you're sitting here and you're waiting on long term, yeah, that's what I'm waiting on myself as well. Then we're talking about much higher valuations, like anywhere between, we're talking 20 to 30 initially, and then up there at like $50 to $100 plus, which is going to take some time to realize in. I'm going to tell you guys that right now. We're talking more so about like 5-10 years down the road, maybe, and it could happen sooner. I will gladly welcome that in. But I'm just saying, like, to be a little bit more conservative going into this next major run up, I'm looking at really just flipping Ethereum's market cap. And if we're talking about like the high levels of Ethereum going into this next major run up, a lot of people are expecting Ethereum to hit anywhere between $7,000 to $10,000. And even if we look at Bitcoin, right, like most people are looking at Bitcoin going back to its all-time high, we'll just say $70,000. At $70,000, Bitcoin is sitting at about a roughly $1.4 trillion market cap. A lot of people are expecting this thing to continue to run up. Even if we go to like, we'll say $80,000, 1.6 trillion. We know Ethereum slightly lagged behind Bitcoin. It was about roughly half of its market cap, I believe. So even if we get to half of the market cap of Bitcoin on Ethereum, we're talking about like an $800 billion Ethereum market cap. And if XRP can flip it, then we're talking about an $800 billion plus market cap for XRP, which is right on par with, again, our thinking and our thought process on $8 to $12. So with that being said, I hope that clarifies a little bit about where I believe XRP is going. Again, I could be wrong. I could easily be wrong, and I'm fine with being wrong because everyone should have their own idea, their own thought process, and their own plan around any investment that they're taking. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because of more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. This was up to you all. Have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. That's been Nick. Peace out, guys.